Alright guys, it's a very, very sad day here at my house. I'm gonna sell the entire stack of sheds. Just kidding. But Sawyer's here.
He's gonna sell this one though.
No way, man. That one's
going
that's
right
off limits. That's the freak I found this year. So yeah, this is my stack of antlers. This right here, from here up, is the keeper pile. Unfortunately for Sawyer, trying to make some money. This is the sale pile. So it's not much, but this is all brown antler, and the price isn't at an all-time high, but the prices are good this year. Sawyer always gives me really good prices. He gives everybody great prices. So I'm selling this stack of browns, and I have some whites and some chalks that are outside. So we're going to gather all these up, and maybe we can give you guys a tip or two when it comes to selling your sheds if you're interested.
Yes, sir.
We'll see what Sawyer has to say once we get it all stacked up outside and weighed. Yeah, that's my road shed. I got one set in there, I believe. I'm not going to be very useful with my one arm. Oh,
yeah,
man.
no, here, I can probably take...
all rights?
Yeah.
What do you have?
I have
all
rights.
I'll stack you up.
Promises on no holes in the
Here's a
house.
left. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Man, growing up at my parents' house, I have dinged every wall in that place, especially down the stairs.
We're so hard on trailers and stuff.
I'll bet. Antler grading 101. There's pretty much 3 grades of antler when an antler buyer buys. You got your brown or grade A, hard white, or B. Do you still call them A, B, C?
No, I just do hard white and brown.
Hard white and brown,
Chalk.
and then chalk. Years ago, they used to be like, I really feel like the antler buyers took advantage of people. That's just an assumption. I'm not calling out anybody's name or anybody in the industry, but they used to give you, you know, if it was broke, you would not get brown A. Do you remember that? You'd get like brown broke.
Yeah.
And so
like the tips were chipped.
A chip point, they'd be like, oh.
Or...
So back in the day, guys, there wasn't a lot of antler buyers, and I know those guys made a lot of money. There's a lot more buyers now, which is, you know, it's good and bad or whatever, but what it does is it creates competition, so everyone has to, you know, kind of compete against each other, and with that, you get better grading, you get better pricing, because everyone's competing to buy antler from the same people. There's only so much antler. Back in the day when there was only like two or three guys that literally ruled the West.
Now there's 2 or 3 of us in every town that I go to.
Now there's a lot of them, and I did it for 1 year, and honestly, it's a fun thing to do. You can make money with it if you put in a lot of hours. This is not something you're just going to get rich. For anyone who has bought antlers knows that you have to travel a lot, you have to stay in hotels a lot, you have to network a lot. Social media is huge. So yeah, anyways, I don't know why.
And you got to be super honest.
Yeah, you have to grade well, and you have to have a good reputation, and Sawyer and Steve Sorensen, great reputation, always fair on grading. And so here we have my browns, we have hard whites and chalk. So anything that's going to be cracked like this, like let's look at some of these, like that one. See that big crack?
What we're looking for, like, is a gray color too. So like that's a white, and it's been in some red sand, but a little bit, but you can see the color difference of a chalk to a white. I mean, they're white for a reason. That's why we're calling them that. And
hard white.
If you fill the chalk, it feels literally like a chalk. Feel to it.
So you're saying I should sand them down?
Yeah, smooth them up. Yeah.
So yeah, check it out, guys. A hard white. Typically, most antlers will stay hard white for 1, maybe 2 years, depending on if they're in the shade. So this antler was held up in the shade really good. So one side is brown, but the other side is hard white, and it's going to be graded as hard white because there are some small hairline cracks on the backside. So that's a hard white, and this is all I have for now. I have found some good keepers this year, but not a lot of selling stuff. So I have browns, hard whites, and chalk, and then deer is graded the exact same, but the pricing is a lot different.
And sometimes, like, doesn't look like you have any. Well, kind of like old desert stuff. That's called food grade, and that's what they're like eating in China and stuff like that. That's the old gnarly stuff.
And that's cheap.
Yeah, but not too many people find much of that.
Yeah, not anymore. I used to. When I first started shed hunting, man, you found chalk all over the place. you found hard whites everywhere. But now there's a lot of people that do it, which I think is cool, you know. A lot of people are getting out, enjoying public land, or maybe even enjoying private lands, and getting some exercise in the spring. So shed hunting is extremely competitive this day and age, but it is what it is, and all we can do is just try to treat each other with respect, treat the animals with respect, and get out there and enjoy our public lands and, you know, enjoy the wild. So that's why I like to do it. This will just help pay for gas, and I'll tell you right now, I'm in the negative. Looking for sheds is not a good career unless you have maybe some private land or a lot of time.
Still not a good career.
So yeah, these are my browns. What they do is they'll weigh them. So the scale's been adjusted to zeroed out with this big board. This board is here just to give you more surface area, because it'd be nearly impossible trying to weigh an antler on a scale.
So that right there, 44, you make sure nothing's touching?
Yeah, you make sure that, I had to do this when I was buying, but
put your hand.
Yeah, you can't cheat people. You don't want to cheat people or cheat yourself.
Yeah, you want to be careful when you're buying. Sometimes, like, always make sure that their board or their scale says 0, because they can set it to be like -5, and so they're getting like 5 pounds free every time, which is a lot of money.
It does. It adds up. So 44.3 on brown. And what we can do is we can just keep stacking and zero this out. Most scales you can do that. Is this how this one's set up?
Yeah.
Which button is it?
Tear.
Okay, so you got 44?
44.4 brown elk.
Yep. So hit that, and now it's zeroed out. And Sawyer will grab the next grade, which is hard white. Come on, baby, give me the LBs. This is funny.
Big money.
I showed you guys that stack in my bedroom, and I'll be honest with you, I've contemplated so many times to sell the majority of that stack, but I just can't get myself to do it, even though it'd be a nice little paycheck. Those antlers mean a lot to me, and I worked hard to get them, and finding big stuff just doesn't happen very often anymore.
Still nothing touching.
All right, hard white. 23.3.
Okay.
Let's zero this sucker out. Oh yeah, that's I'm guessing.
Money makers.
Let's guess weight.
4.6.
Okay, 4.6.
What's yours?
That one is a 5.2. Oh dang, you're good, man.
On.
What's the next one?
That's a 4.1. So you're
That's
4.5 right now.
Oh yeah, you got even closer.
So 4.
I'm going 4.0.
3.8.
3.8.
That's it.
Poverty
Getting
on my
rusty.
pile.
What are we at? 9.7?
9.7 on the chalk.
Those are light chalks. A lot of time chalks like weigh a bunch.
They're sun dried. Dang it. I should have filled them with lead. Has anyone ever tried to like trick you by
every once in a while they'll like waterlog them. The biggest thing is they'll paint them. They'll try to make them look brown.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's so obvious because like I can see like the paint marks, and there's still cracks in them. And once you paint them, they're worth like nothing.
Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Yeah.
So I've had people paint like good hard white antlers to brown, and then they're just worth nothing.
Then they're worth nothing.
And they get mad, but you can't fool us. Like we look at them all
Yeah,
day,
these
so.
guys look at antlers all day long, and natural color. I mean, it's so hard to replicate.
Yeah,
even
like
even the professionals that do it.
You can still pick it out. The base, they'll always make a mistake somewhere. So you're gonna
Don't
get caught.
paint your antlers, guys.
No.
If you're selling antlers, don't paint them, because instead of upgrading, what you're going to do is downgrade real fast and lose a lot of money.
Yes.
Plus your time and money and paint and your
not
labor.
worth it.
So don't do that. That's a pretty decent one I'm getting rid of, but whatever.
All right, you want to zero it out?
Yep, zeroed out. Now this is what Sawyer called a perfect hard white. Okay, so you can see it you can see like resemblance of color on this side, which it was laying tines down, but then on the back side it's still solid white with just hairline cracks, just the smallest of small cracks. And then a chalk like that one. Look at this. See the size of the cracks? And once they open up and you can feel the texture, that's going to be a chalk grading. So, too bad, so sad for me. It's got a nice burr though.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
So, you putting hard whites on?
Yep.
Alright, we're zeroed out. Oh boy, I'm cashing out on those.
Money.
Big money?
Yes.
1.8.
You had to waterlog those ones.
I totally waterlogged them. All right, and last but not least, well, there's chalk and then there's food.
What do I got? Okay, yeah, we're good. Chalk.
Chalk.
Good?
Yep. Make sure our corners are good.
You're good here.
5.4. Come on, 1 pound.
50 cents there.
Yes, 1 pound.
Yes.
Turning into a pro. Now what happens is some math. Sawyer will take his price that he's paying per grade, times it by pounds. Each section will get added up all together, and that will be the gross, payment that he'll pay me. Like I said, it's not a lot, but it's something. This stack right here is probably worth, heck, I didn't really do much math.
You're gonna be pretty close to $1,000.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude. Alright, should we tell people that? Because we might get more shed hunters out of. Guys, this is only worth like $100.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out. No, joking. That is, I mean, the brown antler, which I had most of, is what's going to add up the majority of this. But that could be close to $800 to $1,000. If you're interested in selling, you can contact Sawyer. He's got Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Sawyer Ted.
All right, and then
Simple.
you want to throw out your phone number on this thing that's
Yeah.
going to 200,000 people?
No, that's fine. 801-602-4580. I think it's like 1-800-STUD muffin if you type it in, something like that.
Just a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked.
Guys, if you're interested in selling in Salt Lake or even in the surrounding border states, do you travel a lot?
Yep, everywhere.
Travels all over, guys. So if you're anywhere in the West, you want to sell some antlers, contact Sawyer. He's got the phone number he just gave you guys. And also, Sawyer has a company called Outdoor Threads Box. So you might be seeing, no promises, but you might be seeing a Hush shirt in one of the upcoming Outdoor Threads Box. So if you guys want to find them on Instagram, it's at Outdoor Threads Box.
Outdoor Threads Box.
Check that out. It's like a monthly subscription thing. Give Sawyer a plug for doing me a favor, coming today on short notice and buying my stack. I'll show you the stack that Sawyer has bought recently. Looks like, oh, that's a good one. That's a pretty bull right there. Oh man, I just love antlers. Like, I honestly want to just tear this thing apart and look at them all. Look at some of the birds on this thing. Oh wow. Dang.
That's one somebody colored.
Yeah, I could tell that's colored. Dude, that would have been a cool buck, huh?
Yeah.
Who knows what the other side would have been.
I know.
Look how bladed it is. That's cool.
Wicked.
I love me some burrs. Wow, look at that white one. It's long, huh?
Dude, yeah, that one has giant fronts.
Oh,
so
yeah.
does that chalk one down there on the very bottom.
Oh yeah, it looks like identical almost.
Yeah.
This is a cool brown. Saying goodbye to Sawyer, so thank you for your time. Thanks for coming by last minute.
No worries.
To the trailer. Well, saying bye to Sawyer, so
Adios,
see you,
dude.
Sawyer.